So a Patreon supporter sent me a direct message about a touchy subject. He's dating some girl, right? Actually, no, I'm sorry. He was married to some girl. And he'd been married for a year. And this was in a Scandinavian country. And this guy was saying how this girl that he'd been married to for a year wanted an open relationship. She wanted to, quote unquote, explore polyamory. Oh yeah. Okay, what's polyamory? Polyamory is the notion that you should open up a relationship insofar as sexual partners is concerned. Okay? It comes from homosexuals. Okay? Homosexuals, gay men, they fuck around. Of course, even the ones who are quote unquote married and who are quote unquote loyal to one another, they're fucking not loyal. They fuck around like fucking rabbits. Yeah. I mean, every gay relationship by definition is an open relationship. Because men, unlike women, they need sexual options. Yeah? And so gay men, of course, that's what happens. And the notion of polyamory came out of that. But it also came out from something else. See, because in the last, 20-odd years, 30-odd years, a lot of women are marrying some guy who has very, very few sexual opportunities. And the woman has a lot more sexual opportunities. They could be, insofar as the sexual hierarchy is concerned, of equal level. They can both be, say, 6s on a 10 scale, right? But the guy who's a 6 is not going to have many sexual opportunities, whereas the woman who's a 6 is going to have a lot of sexual opportunities. And so greed for sexual experience is what leads a lot of women down this path of, quote unquote, exploring polyamory. The tragedy, of course, is that, if the two people are 6s in the relationship, right? 6 on a 10 scale, objectively speaking. The guy, since he doesn't have any sexual opportunities, and if he, decides that he's not going to put up with it and leaves the relationship, well, he's going to leave and have nothing, or very few sexual opportunities. A guy who's a 6 and leaves a girl who's a 6 might be able to bang a 4 or a 3 or just wind up with a 2 at best, yeah? And so he's going to calculate that maybe he should just put up with this, that he should allow his woman to fuck some other guy but still be with him. This is a huge mistake. A huge mistake. You see, a man who allows his woman to fuck some other guy, yeah, fine, he's a cuck, he's a cuckold, call him what you will, you use that word if you want to, sure, but that's what he is, right? But it's much more than that. It's much worse than that. See, a man who willingly allows his woman to fuck some other guy is basically pouring acid on his soul, okay? A guy is just not going to recover from that. A guy who indulges in that or allows that to happen, he will have no self-respect whatsoever. He himself will think of himself as a cock, as a chump, as a loser. And, there is some sort of fashion going on of saying that, cuckoldry is the smart man's fetish. Bullshit. What's going on is that, a lot of guys are trying to rationalize this pattern of behavior, this situation, because they're so desperate to hold on to their women. So they rationalize this proclivity of the women who want to go out and fuck some other guy, a guy of a higher status, sexually speaking, right? And the guys try to rationalize it and explain it away so that they can hold on to this girl. Never do this, because it will eat at your soul and eat at your self-confidence and self-respect. It will ultimately destroy you. No, when a woman says that she wants to be in a polyamorous relationship, she wants to fuck other guys, she wants an open relationship, call it what you will. If that happens, you tell her, you just lay down the law. You tell her, look, honey, if you're into that, then let's call it a day. Let's quit right now. Because I'm not going to be with a woman who's fucking around with other guys. Simple as that. I am not going to be with a slut. period. And you tell her in those words that you are not going to be with a slut. No exceptions. Two things are going to happen. Either she says, okay, dear, and she never brings it up again and she never fucks around with you. Let's take that possibility. And the other is, of course, that she'll say, no, I'm going to explore my sexual options, and decides to end the relationship. Either way, it's better for you. Because if she recognizes that what she was requesting was just out of line, right, it'll be better for you because your esteem in her eyes and your own will improve. Because, when there was a situation and you could have gone weak, you went strong. You went strong, and the relationship survived this incident, call it what you will. The woman's still with you, the woman's loyal to you, well, you are going to be better off. And if she decides that she's not going to put up with your ultimatum and that she is going to exit the relationship, well, then you dodged a bullet now, didn't you? Yeah. And you're going to say to yourself, but now I'm alone. So what? Being alone is better than having a dead soul, because a dead soul is exactly what you would wind up with. See, I can't prove this in some sort of scientific way that it would kill something essential in you. Okay, it's not something that can be proven, quite frankly, but it is something that can be seen. See, a cuckold, a man who knowingly allows his wife to fuck around on him, right, and says nothing and raises no objections. Well, you will meet such men in your life. I have. And they are petty things. They are sad things. They are just, you can't take them seriously. See? Even when what they are saying is very serious or very interesting or insightful or whatever, you as a man, you look at a cuckold and you're like, you feel disgusted by him. Yeah? And a woman who interacts with a guy who is a cuckold, she has no respect for him. And since she has no respect for him, she will never want to be with him. She will never find him sexually attractive. Okay? A cuckold is the bottom of the social ladder. The very bottom. Okay? Everybody despises him. A woman whose man fucks around on her, well, that's different. What happens is that both men and women say, oh, poor thing. The guy's stepping out on her. And they don't think less of her. They don't think that she's less of a woman. Right? And the guy who who fucks around on a woman, right? Nobody thinks that he is less of a man. On the contrary, sometimes they think he's a hero, right? But when the situation is inverted, because of the sexual dynamic, because of the fact that a woman always knows that she is the mother of her children, but a man is never quite sure if he is the father of his children, right? Well, a cuckold is just despised. A cuckold is despised, a knowing cuckold is despised. And, you who become a cuckold, it will just gnaw at you. And you will lose not only everybody's self-respect, but most important of all, your own self-respect. It's better to be alone with your self-respect intact than to be a cuckold. Simple as that. See, I mean, it's understandable that you're afraid to be alone. It's understandable that you have some woman in your life and you lose her because you are intransigent on this issue. You refuse to allow her to cuckold you, and because of your refusal, she decides to end the relationship. Yeah, of course, it's not fun to be alone. It's understandable, but it's a respectable position. And people will respect you, but more importantly, you will respect yourself. That your need, because it's understandable, your need for a woman, your need for companionship was not greater than your principles. Yeah. And so to the guy who's been married for a year to this Scandinavian woman, right? And the Scandinavian woman wants, strange. That's what she wants. She wants some cock, some different cock, right? You tell her, honey, no. Either you're with me or there's the door. And if she walks out the door, it'll be better for you. Better for you, and not only that, not just that it'll be better for you that you'll maintain your self-respect, but the fact of the matter is, see, you will know what to avoid in the future. Because if the woman you're with is doing that, then you study her real closely so that the next girl does not have any of those qualities.